Hey, hello, everybody. I am Jeffrey E. Berger. How are you? And welcome to season 3 of Holistic Mental Fitness Series, where myself and Mupo Entertainment LLC, who I'm very excited to be partnered with, believes that mental fitness is the new physical health. So, before we get started and I introduce my very, very special guest, Dr. Loren Michaels Harris, to the stage, if I may share with you here. As a certified holistic wellness coach, I'm really humbled to be aligned with an amazing group of humanitarian entrepreneurs who are aligned with the only holistic mental wellness company that's focusing on the microbiome. So, a lot of people say, well, what is that? That actually is the gut brain heart access health. And it is science that is disrupting the health and wellness industry today, especially when it comes to mental health. Who out there hasn't experienced stress, anxiety, depression, or even suicidal thoughts? This interview series is very near and dear to my heart, sharing stories of others opening up their conversations from all areas of wellness, to help people understand it's okay to talk about mental health, share experiences, and become informed of alternative solutions and opinions, as well as solutions that are actually out there that are safe and work. So what we do is we really provide real solutions for real people who are serious about taking their physical and mental wellness from barely surviving to thriving again. So there is no physical health without mental wellness, and they are two sides of the same coin, and they are vital for each other to live and work together so we can reach our peak potential in this one life that we get to live. So how we feel is not only in our head, it's also in our gut. And this is what we do best. So before I bring on my very special guest, you can find Mupo TV on mupotv.com. We also have apps that are on Android as well as the Apple iPhone. And you can download that app to both of those platforms. You can view this series on Roku, Fire Stick, YouTube, and a plethora of other amazing shows that feature other artists like myself. We're out here sharing information with individuals who are looking at all different types of life in regards to living life and enjoying life. And this is what we're very, very passionate about doing, bringing this to the forefront to others in the world. So we'll be right back with Dr. Loren Michaels Harris. Okay, we are back, and this is Dr. Loren Michaels Harris, who is joining us from Crossville, Tennessee. And Dr. Loren is a professional keynote speaker, a television show host, a producer, recording artist, author, the president of Trajectory TV Network, the executive producer of E360 TV. He is married to his husband, Brian, and I could go on and on and on. My favorite quote of Dr. Loren's is, "Dreams don't come true. They are already true the moment we dream them. And dreams come through. They come through us on their way to the world." So welcome, Dr. Loren, and it's a pleasure to have you on today.
Ringing the bell of purpose. First of all, though, let's back the car up.
Oh, okay.
Crossville, Tennessee.
Did I say Crossville, Tennessee?
Yeah, I never even heard of that place, let alone
Illinois.
I'm in Naperville, Illinois.
Why did I say Crossville, Tennessee?
I don't know. It's that soap you used.
Oh, it is that soap.
Burning your retinas.
It is that soap I use. That's what I get for not updating my notes because Crossville, Tennessee was my last guest from last week. So there you go. Here we are live, and that we go with the
Now you
flow.
know what's gonna happen, right?
Right.
Someone's gonna get Crossville messed up with cross dress, and there's gonna be a vicious rumor out I'm gonna have to defend after the holidays.
Uh-oh, we better
That
watch
was
that.
in 1980.
There,
I mean,
oh,
it really wasn't, but you know.
there
How
you
are you,
go. So
Jeffrey?
Naperville, Illinois.
Yeah,
There
which
you
is a
go.
suburb of Chicago. Okay, I was gonna pretend like I was only having water for the sake of your show, but after that whole thing with the cross dressing, I'm changing to wine just like that.
Well, I'm drinking my happy juice. So there you go.
Oh, I know about that happy juice
Oh, yeah.
because you were telling me about it before. Yeah, nice to be
Absolutely.
here.
So before we jump into the questions, Dr. Loren,
Mhm.
please share with our audience who Dr. Loren is outside of your in infamous crazy schedule.
Well, first of all, what was your guest's name from last week?
So my guest from last week was oh my
Oh
gosh,
wow.
I've interviewed
Never
Terry
mind,
Walker.
because I was
Wait a
gonna
minute,
say, let me just be
Terry
him
Walker.
now.
Terry Walker. Terry Walker. That's who was here from last week. So I had to think there for a second because I've interviewed so many people, but last week was Terry Walker from Tennessee. An amazing woman. She's got a
I'm
show.
sure. But let's go back to the happy juice. So when you say happy juice, exactly what do you mean? Because clearly, I'm kidding. I'm just joking with you. Jeffrey's always so serious, you guys, you see. But there is a
I know.
softer side, and I've
Sometimes
experienced it.
sometimes I like diving in there though. You know that.
Oh, I do. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited to be here. And what was your first question again?
So tell us a little bit about who Dr. Loren is outside of your busy schedule because you're all over the world.
I'm just, I'm gonna back that up because I tell my clients don't do that. Don't say, well, basically, or I'm just, because
Right.
you're not just anything.
Exactly.
And you're not anything, there's nothing basic about us. We are the only creatures on this planet gifted with speech. How can that be basic? Right? Which gives us dominion, not over others with that same gift of speech, but to a lot everything else that cannot speak. And we're gonna probably get into that in some form of an answer here before we're done. But I'm a Rotarian. That's my community piece with my neighbors and things like that. I play a lot of tennis during the summer and spring here. Let me see. I do voiceover work. That's something people don't know. I do voiceover work on the side from time to time and have for 30 years. And one of my newest favorite things of all time is people know I love kids because we're going to get into that later at the Power We Symposium. But I've, in the last 6 months, started coaching kids.
Oh, wow.
And it is incredible. It is just incredible.
Awesome.
I mean, man, thank God, because they're inheriting a lot of the shit that we're leaving, and
Exactly.
they are so on it. They are so on it. It really gives me. I'm like, okay, I feel a lot better about the future because I know there's kids like you out there. So that's really some of the stuff you don't see in the social media all the time that I do.
Right.
I don't have much time to do much other than that, and then just keeping every day in my marriage feeling as if we just started dating 5 minutes ago. And that's not hard to do. That is not hard to do. Every day I get up and I just, because one of my biggest fears for so many years was first it was just dying. And then once I
Sure.
got all of that stuff, the addiction and all the crap that comes with, investing in killing yourself instead of healing yourself. Then I got to, I was like, God, now I'm healthy and I'm going to die alone. And I don't have that fear anymore. So I'm a happy camper.
That's awesome. That's great. That's really wonderful. Same with me as well.
I know. I
Um,
know.
um,
Aren't we blessed?
we are very blessed. I've been with my husband since 2006. We've been married in 2012, and we're going strong.
I meant
So
to tell you this anyway. I was going to tell you off camera, but I forgot. So I'm going to just say now. And you got yourself a hottie too. He is. You guys are such a cute couple.
Oh, thank you. Well, so are you too,
Oh,
as
thank
well.
you. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. We'll have to come to Chicago or you have to come to Florida and we'll go out to dinner
We're
sometime.
coming to Florida in February.
Oh,
Miami.
well, Well, we'll have to talk about that.
Are you far from Miami?
We're like 2.5 hours from Miami.
That's not bad. Add
So
an
if
extra
we're
day
not,
to the.
we're flying to Malaysia. So it depends on when you're going.
Of
So
course you are.
I'm flying to New Orleans the first weekend, and then the third week we are flying to Malaysia. So very very excited about that.
You should be.
So with that, I do have to get into this dream. Your quote here. Many of us are always talking about sharing our dreams. So please share with our viewers what you mean by dreams come through. They come
Mm,
through us on their way to the world.
right. Well, number one, I'm a firm believer that it's never about just one thing. So, you know, a lot of us, we grow up, all of us, we grow up, oh, someone, oh, don't worry, dreams come true. I used to hear that all the time when they were like, don't kill yourself. Oh, yeah, you really do have a shit life, kid. But dreams come true. When you wish upon a star, Jiminy Cricket, the whole thing. But a lot of us take that and then we keep looking for that moment when the dream
Mhm.
comes true and you don't find it. Why? Because it's already passed. The dreams don't come true. They're already true when you dream them.
When
That's
you
why
dream
you
them.
cannot unsee things that you've seen. You cannot unhear things that you've heard. The moment look, it's in my briefcase because I have to go to a meeting from here. But I have an intention pen where it's actually, you've seen it, engraved on it. It says through me, not
Through
from
me.
me. And I put that there to remind myself. And then also when some really good shit happens with somebody, here I can go, look, I'm not making it up. Look, it's right there. That's what I
Mhm.
ascribe to. So what I mean is when you see it, it is already true for you. All you have to see, many are called, few are chosen. That's a biblical thing. But I
Sure.
know that there's a third piece to that. Many are called, few are chosen. But of those that are chosen, you'd be shocked at how few will choose in return.
Choose. Oh, that's a very good point. Choose in return.
That's it.
Big.
Because it is a two-way feed.
Huge. Right. Right.
You know, I don't know what you ascribe to, but I know it's something greater than yourself. And it
Exactly.
and it doesn't work on get your ass over here, Jeffrey. You're gonna do this, you got it. Or I'm gonna no. It's
No.
not dragging us kicking and screaming. That's why we have free will. And that's why again, back to the thing about we are the only creatures on this earth. We are the only beings
Yeah.
gifted with speech here.
Right.
Gifted with speech, which gives us dominion over a lot of things, just
Sure.
not other creatures or beings with speech, our fellow
Very.
human beings, but angelic
Right.
beings, spiritual beings, and beings that we don't even know exist because we can barely keep up with the ones that we do know about. But I literally, Jeffrey,
Amen.
every day give those things that are designed to help me quench my soul's thirst. Those beings that are there to help us find our highest version of ourselves, turn a mental health into a superpower. Because I know that to be true too. Everything they ever
Exactly.
told me was a mental health issue is today a superpower.
Sure.
I see why they don't want people to understand. And so,
Exactly.
right. So dreams are true. In my opinion, dreams are true the moment I see them. Because I know that what I believe is greater than me is not going to dangle a carrot, going to try to tease me with psych. You want some of this? No, I got you.
Yeah.
No, if I can see it, I can be it. I
Right.
just
And
need to know what I'm going to do with it when I get it.
so when you get it right, so you're living in that dream and you're manifesting it, and it's coming to fruition. So you stay in that dream and the vision of it until you actually ultimately reach it. Correct?
Yes.
Because when we
Well,
talk when a lot of people talk about dreams, they dream that at
mm,
some point in their life they want to be
be
able to be
here, do that, go there, see that, all of that. But here it is. The dream is not just the outcome.
the
So
outright.
I set goals and
It's
I
the
forget about
journey.
them. I set a goal and I
Mm,
forget about it because now I come back down here to reality, which is the process,
right.
and I focus with laser intention on the process, starting with decisions, because my
Right.
decisions drive my choices, and my
Correct.
choices push me either to or away
Or
from the dream.
yeah, yeah. Perfect. Perfectly said. I love it. I love it. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification there and that insight.
Yeah.
So, you've got this podcast called Bathrobe Moments, and
I don't know
so
how that name came about. Oh, maybe all
it,
those bathrobes over there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
that I was so humbled and privileged to be on one of your, talks with that, and
Uh,
so I had so much fun. It was just a wonderful day for me. So tell our viewers how you came up with that podcast series,
how
Bathrobe
interesting.
Moments. Because here I
Yeah.
thought, oh, Bathrobe Moments. I'm going to have to come into my bathrobe. What's
Well,
this
people
all
did
about?
used to. Back in the early days, I
Okay.
too, Brian was just, my husband was just saying last night, honey, your show is still called Bathrobe Moments, and you never wear your bathrobe anymore. Because see, that was the thing. Every year he would buy the new robe for the new season. It would
Oh,
be a Christmas present. So he was fishing to see, should I invest in another robe this year?
yeah.
Plus, one of my sponsors already sent me what they want to be my robe for next year. So it's hanging up over there. I shouldn't have showed that. Nobody saw it. So anyway, here's how it happened. Real story. About 7 years ago,
Mhm.
I remember I was getting it. I was in that part of my journey where I was looking to be grounded. Starting my day, I tried meditating, listening to motivational stuff. I didn't have a goal cast yet. So, I didn't even know goal cast was a motivational place to go. But I was seeking. And the promise says that when you seek, you will find. And that is key and crucial to manifestation. So I was seeking something. And I had gotten up because I get up at 4 o'clock every day in the morning. I get up, not in the afternoon. That was long. That was in the 80s. I wake up at 4 in the
I hear
afternoon.
you.
What? Um, what happened? Who are you? Right? Hey, um, who put this? Never mind. Let me stop. So anyway, um, I remember it like it was yesterday. I'll never forget it. It was going splendidly. It was around. I'd gotten up before, I'd gone to the gym, done all this stuff, and here was around right around 8 in the morning, and I stubbed my pinky toe on something in the bedroom, and it was one of those ones I thought it hit. I was scared to look because I thought the toe was going to be back there, and my foot was going to be over here without because I just knew it had broken, snapped completely off. So I'm
Uh,
cussing, I'm pissed. And of course, it was still there. It wasn't, it didn't look like it was going one direction and me the other, but it hurt like the Dickens. And
oh
I
yeah.
cussed and couldn't get it out of my pores until 1 or 2 that afternoon.
Wow.
Right. It affected everything I touched. I went into a call. And it was like, I mean, because I just feel it through. It was just horrible. And that afternoon, I sat down. I said, greater than, listen, I need something. No, I need something. That's what I asked for. I said to start my day in a way that helps me in finding my highest self, being the best version of me. And just clearly, I'm not doing enough because even with the grounding and going to the gym already in the morning, I still my pinky toe and my trajectory. That's not a shameless plug, although Trajectory TV is around if you want to call me, if you want to show. So anyway, and I said, I just need something because I know for a fact, Jeffrey, where I end, something greater than me picks up, continues on my, because it's with me all along.
Sure.
And so I give it permission. Tag team, take it from here. So I asked, I was seeking. The very next morning, it was like 10 minutes to 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. And I was standing there and I heard, okay, remember what you asked yesterday, Loren? I was like, yeah. Right now, sit down in that chair at your desk, turn on your phone, go to Facebook Live, and call it Bathrobe Moments. I'm like, what?
Oh, wow.
They said 8 o'clock is your call time. Go. And I was like, it was like 10 minutes to 8. I was like, I can't, I am in my robe. Use it. We said call it Bathrobe Moment. I said, and I didn't have nothing else but my Lucy mug, which I still have every morning. Every day, that's my co-host. That's my Ed McMahon, that mug with Lucy on it. And there's Lucy everything around here. Lucy doll, Lucy books. I love me some Lucy. I always my cat's name is Lucy. Lucy and Ethel. And so I said, but I don't have a light ring. I don't have a microphone. I don't have any of those things. I don't have a green screen. And I heard the voice say, see, that's why things that serve you get in so quickly or whenever they want to,
Mm.
because you leave too many gates unattended. Loren, why do you always go for the things you don't have? You're not a good steward. Why don't you focus on the things you do have? Well, I have this phone. Right. And you said, we told you to sit down. And you said, you have this robe. And we said, it's called Bathrobe Moments.
Yeah.
And you got your coffee cup. It's in the morning. Wake up with people. Let them. Goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. And you'll dwell in our house. That's the promise. Well, they're called followers. But it doesn't
And
mean
that's
they're
what
not bringing
started
what
it.
you need. Right. And
Yeah.
so I sat down, and you all, if any of you are watching that were there in the back in those days, 7 years ago, they used to get mad at me. Sit down. I'd be in my driveway. They're like, I need a Dramamine because I constantly was walking and spinning. I didn't know what it was like. It was like being on the tilt-a-whirl. They was watching me,
Don't.
right? And then they were like, okay, you stopped walking around. Now can you move the phone from, we're counting the nostril hairs. I was like, what? And I said, because I wasn't going back and watching it or nothing. And it led from one thing to the next. And here we are in January when I come back from hiatus. Wednesday's my last show of the year. I come back on January 9th, and that will start year number 7. And a year for me
Wow.
is 50 straight weeks, 5 days a week. And it has been 50 weeks a year, 5 days a week for 7 years. And it all started with asking for something because I had stubbed my pinky toe. And, and when I look at things like you showed the Heart of Hollywood magazine and you showed the front, but I love the back more than I love the front
Oh, there you go. Oh,
because
wow.
Bathrobe Moments has been on this magazine for 2 years now. And they just gifted me and all of us because I share this with everybody. And when I look at that picture and I look at that moment based on, and no one's ever asked me what you asked me just now. Never. Not
No.
Huffington Post, not anybody.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
wow.
And I'm
Well,
and I'm
that
grateful
was
for
like,
that question, Jeffrey.
no, thank you. It was, I just loved the time with you during that, during your show, Bathrobe Moments.
Mm,
And it just really intrigued me. So I
mm,
had to ask it. So, you talked about your children and teens and stuff, and
mm.
you have a symposium that's titled The Power of We, which is
Yes.
really providing a platform for teens who are interested in becoming leaders. So share with us about that. And I know, and this is how I met you is through our friend Tracy Randolph, because I think she was a speaker at that,
She
correct?
was, and she's been coaching with me for 3 years. Tracy was in my very last live audience. COVID hit 2 weeks after.
Oh, right. Yes.
And
Yes.
and 3 people came out of that audience that are in my coaching family to this day. Tracy, Daniel, and Trevery, and his mother, Jeanette Ramos. And so it was a very divine time in all of our lives, clearly, that we were all brought together. But the power we, again, came from asking. I had gone out to San Diego for my 100th speaking gig. It's still my first year. Um, but the first 99 paid speaking gigs were just me. I didn't know people shared stages. I was like, what? Right. And then Manny Lopez called and it's Cervex, and they wanted me to come out, do your 100th speech out here with us. So I shared the stage for the very first time. And I met someone there who was a marketer. And they said, you should come and we should do something together. And there was no power wing. There's nothing yet, just me. And
Mhm.
so I agreed, and we did the Authority Makers Boot Camp in Las Vegas. And I used to live in Vegas. So I was like, perfect. I don't live there now. I live in Chicago, but I know the area. You're a marketer. I'm here. But boom, boom, I was an event planner. Let's do it. And we did. But I didn't know about that part of this business where there are people with angles, not him, not this person, but people that, because he had a pay for play kind of thing. And I didn't even
Okay.
know that existed. Right. And
Yeah.
they were people who did. But when people pay to play, they pay for their say, which means they can drag anything, whether it's integral or not, because they own that real estate. Mm-mm.
Correct.
And I didn't know this, but I was already in it. So anyway,
Sure.
long story short, we're on the plane. No shit. Brian and I ready to leave Vegas, and the plane was taking off. And I said, honey, I'm going under my headphones. I'm pissed. And he's like, what? I said, this shit that happened here. They're like pointing. People were backstage that were on that stage that pay to play. Were pointing. They were no shit, qualifying people, interviewing them, talking to them out on just making it sound like they were interested in them, but really they were trying to find out how much money they had. They'd come backstage and say, "See her? Don't waste your time. She shouldn't have a pot to piss in. She borrowed money to get here. Her
Oh,
sister
wow.
gave her yes." And I say this, I ain't using their names, but if you don't want people to know shit, don't do it.
Right.
Don't ask me. Don't put a
Well,
gag order on me of the truth when you did it. But it's never about one thing. So here comes the blessing from that. I said, I'm going underneath, Brian. I'm going underneath my headphones. And I'm going to ask what is greater than me to give me some spiritual Listerine to get this funky ass taste out of my mouth from what just happened here in Las Vegas. And I'm not kidding you. Brian will tell you, they had just told us to put our seats up and all that as we begin our approach into O'Hare. And I whipped him off. I said, honey, they gave it to me. And he goes, what is it? And I said, I don't know. But I know I'm supposed to call it the Power of We Symposium. And
oh,
the very
wow.
next day, I Googled places because I knew what I wanted. And I found the Stan Mansion. Interestingly enough, when I leave your show, that dinner I go to is that woman who walked me through
Oh,
that mansion that day. And
awesome.
yes, she's responsible for us going to Romania in May. This is how God works. And I went down there and I told her what happened. And I said, and I'm going to do something for kids. And I want them to come to places like this that they've only seen, like on Willy Wonka, from outside the fence, not
Mhm.
inside. And you know how Willy,
Right.
he made them wait, So
Yep.
I always hold it in places where there's that wrought iron gate where and the buses drop them off and they're out there watching us on the red carpet, pose and stuff. Then we go out the back and come around and catch them off guard. We're right behind them. They're still watching the red carpet. What y'all looking at? Whole bunch of stars. Hey, didn't I just see you? Yeah. Now I'm out here just like you. Listen, what you're doing right now is called stargazing. That red carpet is for you today, not for us. We dressed up like this for you. Now we're going to open the gates and you're going to walk that red carpet. Go in here today with your mind and your heart open. You can go in as a stargazer, but if you allow us, we're going to show you in just one day how for the rest of your life to be a trailblazer. And it happens magically,
That's
spiritually, it happens. And so the Power We Symposium came from, it is never about one thing. What we believe to be greater than us, Jeffrey, makes no mistakes. I don't care what it looks like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. That's them keeping this shit interesting. They're
exactly. And
keeping it interesting.
and you've provided a platform for this to happen, which is what is needed, because these kids don't have things like that.
Nope.
Because it's the
Changes
typical.
everything.
Say that again.
It changes everything for them.
Yes,
To be
absolutely.
celebrated, for people to sit next to them that are, adults and really be interested in what you have to say. What's important
Yes.
to you today? And to hear our stories.
Yeah.
I was the kid they put in the hallway that said had special needs, ADHD, da 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 da. Well,
That's another
now that
story.
I know that that's my superpower, how you like me
Yes.
now?
Yes, that's another story we'll have to bring you on. But since this is the holistic mental fitness, and well, let me just say this: your program sounds amazing,
Thank you.
and later I'm going to have people you tell people where they can find you. But with regards to this specific show being holistic mental fitness, mental
Yeah.
health has been a huge topic and has really started to become a major concern with everybody from all aspects, even it basically around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you have incorporated this through your amazing projects and how important this topic is. So share with us what you are doing. And I know that, you've had a past. We've talked about that. That's going to be another story for another day.
Right.
But share with us how you are incorporating this aspect of mental health into your programs, because this is what you're doing in regards to self-love, loving yourself and being confident of yourself and self-worth, and being here because you have a purpose. Find that purpose, whatever it is, and be passionate about it and move forward with it.
Well, and that's the key. I don't I don't go to the kids or anybody, not even on my show. Every day is about mental health.
Mhm.
Every moment is about mental health. Whenever you're trying to your goal is to seek your highest self. When your goal every day is no matter what it looks like and what the world calls it. My goal today is find that one E and that one R. See, I don't try to write my story every day anymore using all 26 letters of the alphabet. Why?
Sure.
When I only need one E and one R. The moment my eyes open, I am so blessed because somewhere someone else's didn't. You see, when I wake up and my face still moves the way it did when I went to sleep, well, somewhere else, it didn't for someone else. So I already know. Looking at it from this, right, no matter what, today is already great. So I'm going to get up, I'm going to find one E, I'm going to find one R, and I'm going to bring them as close as I can to everything that is already here. And by doing that every day, I take what is nice to nicer, what is kind to kinder, what is bright to brighter, what is great to greater, what is strong to stronger. And there it is. It makes me do an inventory in real time. It forces me to become a great steward through gratitude, knowing that before I start bitching about what I don't have, give thanks for those things that I do. And by the time I finish giving thanks, the day is over. I never even got to what I didn't have because you don't
Amen.
miss what you don't need.
Amen. Amen. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
Of course.
We're kind of wrapping it up here, and I know that you've got a tight schedule.
Do.
So I put down here your website is laurenmichaelharris.com. Where
Uh-uh.
else can
There's an S, like on the screen. Lauren
Michael's
Michaels
Michael's
Harris.com. Yep.
Michaels.com.
Just take
That's
the
it.
doctor and the dot off, squish it together, and throw Gmail on it. That's my email. Or squish it together, take the DR off, and put .com on it, and you'll find the email. Everything about mine is at Lauren Michaels Harris. You'll find it everywhere. Just Google the
Okay.
name. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. And one last question here before we call it an evening. So, if there was one piece of advice that you could give somebody that is listening or will catch this replay, who is watching, listening, who is looking for that one glimmer of hope, what
Oh,
would that be?
that's easy. I'm telling you, it's one thing. I'll give you two pieces, but if you do one, it cancels out the other. So it's really one thing. This is what they told me. And I'm telling you, I listened. And I don't care what people think success means. It's not things and stuff. It's when you get to a point in your life and you know that faith is not a thing. You know that faith is a place because I'm sitting in it. I'm breathing in it. I'm laughing, I'm crying, I'm waking up, I'm going to sleep in it. And how did that happen? A place where I can look at everything, Jeffrey, that ever happened to me, everything,
Yeah.
and say, I would live it over 1,000 times again for 5 minutes of what we have right here together. How can I say that? How bad could those things have truly been if they led me straight to you?
Amen.
How bad could they be? Right? So
Exactly.
here's when that changed for me. I heard those voices tell me, and not the ones that I used to think made me crazy. I didn't have imaginary friends as a kid in foster care. Those were my real friends, and they're still here with me as we are doing this interview right now. Angelic beings, spiritual beings, everything that is greater than me. And they told me, Lauren, to fulfill that desire that is burning within you, to leave something in this world that matters, to quench that thirst that your soul came to this journey seeking. You only need to do two things. One, get up every day and search with all you have for at least one thing that this world has never seen and bring it to them. And that means that every day you must wake up with a burning desire
Mm.
to be a Loren you've never been. And so when you do one, you do the other. So I could create a boutonniere out of cauliflower, broccoli, and a cherry tomato, pin it on this jacket, and walk down the street and back in. No one would have seen it because it didn't exist until I made it.
Hmm.
Check. They've never seen it. I've never done that before in my life. So check. And once you get up and you do that in the most simplicity, it doesn't have to make sense or anything, but you are following an opportunity. You're picking up breadcrumbs. because what is greater than us knows that what we do in small things, like even that, is exactly what they can count on us to do in those greatest moments. Those things when you think no one's watching. That's what makes true purpose what it is, because it doesn't matter who's watching or what they say or how many followers or how many viewers.
Right.
It's what face you see when you say you're of service to the world. One day when you get ready to leave this world, you're going to look over to every door that was an opportunity that you opened or slammed, and you're going to see the faces of everyone that you served and all the people that they served because of what you served them. And those are the faces that are going to let you know, look, go on to what is next for you. You don't have to be afraid. Loren, don't be scared. Listen, don't worry about the work. You had overflow. Leave your work here in our capable hands. We have lived it and experienced it, and we will have it right here so that whoever is coming from the future towards us will find it just like you left it. So go. And that's what my soul is thirsty for.
Perfect. Amen. Well, Dr. Loren Michaels Harris, it's
You got
plural.
it.
I can't thank you enough for taking the time to be my special guest.
Always.
You've brought so much value. I can't wait to watch this replay because you've provided, a wealth of knowledge and wisdom. And I'm always humbled to spend time with you and share time with you. And very quickly here, next week, I have none other than Michelle Mupo. She is the CEO of Mupo Entertainment, who I have partnered with in regards to this series, Holistic Mental Fitness, who I'm very, very excited to share the stage with and share her story. And I'm very excited. So it's actually, for those, it's Christmas, it's Happy Hanukkah. It is right before the holidays. I will be interviewing Michelle Mupo on December 26th at 7 p.m. And remember this, I always believe we should be living in abundance and optimum wellness, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. And all of these are a choice. It is a choice. And lastly, mental fitness is the new physical health. We'll see you on the inside next time. Thanks.